The introduction song is the actual national anthem of the United States of America, called Star Spangled. Thank you. Hello, I'm Art Jeffrey Lampano. Together with me are my team members are Hanili Ibanez, Mitzi Rosares, Jemer Langit, and Julie Anjawel. Our group names is Eagle Eye, and we will be presenting American history under international studies. Okay, brief history of America. The United States has been inhabited for some 60,000 years. First people who lived were the hunters who most likely migrated to North America from Asia. Then their descendants, the Native Americans, spread across North and South America. And as you can see on the photos, these are the sample old hunters and Native Americans. Okay, let's study the symbols of American flag of America has 50 stars that represent its different states, while the blue color represent vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Then the white stripes symbolize purity and innocence, while the red stripes symbolize valor and bravery.
Hi, I'm Hanili Ibanez, and I will discuss the importance of studying American history. Why studying American history is important? History cultivates a sense of patriotism and loyalty within citizens because of their ancestors, memories, struggles, and sacrifices. Knowledge of history is power. It encourages citizens foster productive neighborly relationship because it teaches appreciation of diverse interests and tolerance of individual differences. History education is the most critical socioeconomic factors affect voters' decision. The more educated a citizen is about their nation, the better informed their votes. History teaches the primary rule of democracy, principle of political, economic, and social issues. A country faces equal rights, discrimination, and the importance of national resolution and peace. Knowing its history helps have a better understanding of the pattern of society. Geographical setting USA map. The United States of America is world's third largest country in size and nearly the third largest in terms of population. Located in North America, the country is bordered on the west by the Pacific Ocean and to the east by the Atlantic Ocean. Along the northern border is Canada, and the southern border is Mexico. There are 50 states and the District of Columbia, more than twice the size of European Union, and the United States has high mountains in the west and a vast central plain. Let me discuss here the USA milestones. 1750 to 1829 diplomatic struggles in the colonial period. Proclamation Line of 1763 Quebec, Act of 1774, and westward expansion. French alliance, French assistance, and European diplomacy during the American Revolution, the United States and the French Revolution. 1830 to 1898, Diplomacy and Westward Expansion. The Opening to China Part 1. The First of Opium War, the United States, and the Treaty of Wangxia. French invention in Mexico and the American Civil War. U.S. diplomacy and the telegraph. 1899 to 1960, defending U.S. international interests, the Philippine-American War, atomic diplomacy, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, SEATO. 1961 to 2000, the presidents of John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson. The Laos crisis, the North-South dialogue, and economic diplomacy. Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC. 1993 to 2000, the presidency of William J. Clinton. The evolution of NATO. Intervention of Haiti. Presidents are numbered accordingly to uninterrupted period serves by the same person. For example, George Washington served 2 consecutive terms and it's counted as the first president, not the first and second. Upon the resignation of 37th President Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford became the 38th president even though he simply served out the remainder of Nixon's second term and was never elected to the presidency in his own right. Grover Cleveland was both the 22nd president and the 24th president because his two terms were not consecutive. A vice president who temporarily became acting president under the 25th Amendment to the Constitution is not counted because the president remains in.
Here is the U.S. milestone in terms of social. It's a cornerstone reference that tells the story of 20th century America, and the other one was the 19th, with unmatched authority, clarity, and insight. And here is the USA milestone in terms of technology. 1964, IBM introduces its System 360, the first of its computer to use interchangeable software and peripheral equipment. In 1969, the Apollo 11 spacecraft landed on the moon, and Neil Armstrong became the first human to walk on the moon. In 1977, Apple computer, the Apple II, the first computer with color graphics, is demonstrated. In 1978, the 5.25-inch floppy disk became an industrial standard. And 1980, worldwide the number of computers is used in 1 million. In 1982, the Time magazine nominated the personal computer as the machine of the year. On December 26, 1982, the first non-human ever nominated. In 1987, the first cell phone, small enough to fit into the pocket, is launched in Britain with a price tag of £2,500. In 1991, computer companies emerged. 1995, Amazon and eBay are founded. In 1996 to 1997, Wi-Fi technology became available. In 2001, Apple released the iPad. In 2005, YouTube, the first video sharing platform, is launched. 2007, Apple introduces new product or technologies. In 2012, tablet computers become popular. In 2015, Microsoft makes significant advancement or release new products. In year 2020 to year 2022, the COVID-19 pandemic had a significant impact on daily life and work, forcing changes in how we live and work. Technology innovation accelerated during this period, with notable advancement in artificial intelligence, 5G technologies, Internet of Things, cloud computing, blockchain, quantum computing.
Hello, I am Missy Rosaros, and today I will discuss most celebrated holidays in the United States. One of the most celebrated holidays is the New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is a major social holiday for many people in the United States. Many people hold parties at home or attend special celebrations to celebrate the upcoming New Year. In many cities, large-scale public events are held. These often attract thousands of people. In both the Gregorian calendar currently used in the United States and the Julian calendar which was used until 1752 in the British colonies, the last day of the year is December 31. In the Europe, The midwinter period was traditionally associated with feasting and parties. In the early years of the American colonies and within the United States, this type of celebration was often frowned upon, particularly by religious communities. Across the United States, a range of cities and towns hold their own versions of the ball drop. A variety of objects are lowered or raised during the last minute of the year. The objects are usually linked to an aspect of local history or industry. In the United States, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is celebrated. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a federal holiday in the United States that takes place on the third Monday in January. It honors the life and legacy of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. Each year, the celebration takes place on the Monday closest to his birthday, which is on January 15. This year, it is being held on January 16. Sunday would have been King's 94th birthday. He was assassinated in 1968 at the age of 39 in Memphis, Tennessee. Reagan said the holiday was meant to remember King and the just cause he stood for. America is a more democratic nation, a more just nation, a more peaceful nation because Martin Luther King Jr. became her preeminent nonviolent commander, Reagan said in 1983. Banks and stock markets are closed on Monday, and generally public schools observe the federal holiday too. Also celebrated is the Memorial Day. Memorial Day, originally known as Decoration Day, is one of the federal holidays in the United States for honoring and mourning the U.S. military personnel who died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. It is observed on the last Monday of May. Memorial Day is also considered the unofficial beginning of summer in the United States. It is a day for visiting cemeteries and memorial to mourn the military personnel who died in the line of duty. Volunteers will place American flags on the graves of those military personnel in national cemeteries. Others such as family and friends will also come to lay flowers and grief on the graves of those who died in the U.S. military. A variety of cities and people have claimed origination of Memorial Day. In some such cases, the claims relate to documented events occurring before or after the Civil War. Also, the Thanksgiving Day is a federal holiday in the United States celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November. It is sometimes called American Thanksgiving outside the United States to distinguish it from the Canadian holiday of the same name and related celebrations in other regions. It originated as a day of Thanksgiving and harvest festival with the theme of the holiday revolving around giving thanks and the centerpiece of celebrations remaining a Thanksgiving dinner. The dinner traditionally consists of foods indigenous to the Americas: turkey, squash, corn, green beans, cranberries, and pumpkin pie. Other Thanksgiving costumes include charitable organizations offering Thanksgiving dinner for the poor, attending religious services, and watching television events. Thanksgiving is regarded as the beginning of the holiday season with the day following it. American powwows. A powwow, also powwow or powwow, is a gathering with dances held by many Native American and First Nations communities. Powwows today are an opportunity for indigenous people to socialize, dance, sing, and honor their cultures. Powwows may be private or public, indoors or outdoors. Dancing events can be competitive with monetary prizes. Powwows vary in length from single-day to week-long events. In mainstream American culture such as 20th century Western movies or by military personnel, the term powwow was used to refer to any type of meeting. This usage is now considered by some Native Americans to be an offensive case of appropriation because of the cultural significance powwows hold. One of the most important celebrations is the Independence Day. The 4th of July is Independence Day for the United States. Before becoming a country, the U.S. was a group of colonies owned by Great Britain. On July 4th, 1776, the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence and announced their independence from Great Britain. The 4th of July is now an important holiday in the United States. Americans celebrate by participating in parades and going to events and concerts where patriotic songs, such as America the Beautiful and This Land Is Your Land, are played. At night, many people gather in parks to watch fireworks displays of colorful lights exploding in the sky.
Hi, I'm Julie Anjavowil and I will discuss about different periods of American history. American history is rich with periods that have significant global impacts. Here's a brief overview of some key periods and their global significance. One of which is the Civil Rights March on Washington, D.C. In the post-war years, American society experienced unprecedented affluence, building on the economic foundation left the World War II. The GI Bill of Rights, enacted in 1944, played a key role in this prosperity by offering financial support to veterans for college education, home purchases, and farming. This legislation significantly contributed to the economic and social advancement of many Americans during this period. On the other hand, Martin Luther King Jr. has a pivotal figure in the American civil rights movement. He is the best known for his participation in the March of Washington for Jobs and Freedom, where he delivered his iconic I Have a Dream, a speech to a crowd of 250,000 from the Lincoln Memorial. His efforts in advancing civil rights earned him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964, making him the youngest recipient of the award. Tragically, on April 4, 1968, while in Memphis, Tennessee, to support a sanitation workers' strike, King was assassinated on the balcony of his hotel. LGBTQ activism. In June 1969, the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in New York City Greenwich Village, was raided by police. The patrons, including transgender, gender non-conforming individuals, lesbian, and gay men, resisted, leading to the several days of protests. To commemorate the anniversary of uprising, thousands participated in the Christopher Street Liberation Day Parade of the following year, widely recognized as the first Pride celebration. The presidential election of 1960. In the 1960 presidential election, John F. Kennedy, a wealthy Democratic senator from Massachusetts, won presidency over Vice President Richard Nixon in his inaugural address. Kennedy declared that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans, emphasizing a commitment to progress and service. He famously urged citizens to ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country, inspiring a call for active civic involvement.
Okay, generally speaking, we further conclude that the main issues nowadays in the United States of America is all about growth and opportunity. For me, how can the growth opportunity affect us in our personal and career life? The U.S. has consistently been a source of progress in terms of employment, medical system, education, and career development. The effect of those on us is the more effective U.S. system of talent development. The nation's advantages in education and skills have been diminishing for a while, but today, real improvements are within reach. Understanding the importance of each factor in human survival, but personally and professionally, is more something that helps us as a students. There always been a comparison of GDP, gross domestic product, between neighboring countries or even our countries, the Philippines, when talking about economic progressions. Okay, lastly, here are the 50 US states in alphabetical order along with each state's flag. Okay, let's start with Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming.
God bless America.